going. I gotta get that review done. Hardcore Henry. Hardcore Henry review. Ah, my place. Okay. There we go. That's it. Okay. We're gonna do the Hardcore Henry review right now. Okay. No, I'm not even right now. Alright, I'm ready. Wrong way. And, okay, on my mark. Hey, all my movie maniacs, Mark the Movie Man here. Made it just in time for the Hardcore Henry review by Ilya Schuler. Well, the review's by me. Hardcore Henry was directed by Ilya Schuler, and I hope I pronounced that right, where we get the first-person film, action film, told completely from the first-person point of view. And, excuse me, and we get the story of Henry, who wakes up, doesn't have any memory of who he is, but he's got some major cybernetic upgrades to his body, and he meets a woman who says she is his wife, but he can't quite remember. And everything's told from his point of view, but then Aiken shows up, this mysterious guy who can move things with his mind, and he's got some sort of plan for Henry. You're not sure what, but you know he likes to kill people, and you don't want to be around him. So you try to escape the secret lab that you were in with your supposed wife, and you launch out the escape pod, and the action takes off from there. As things are uncovered, you get help from a buddy named Jimmy in multiple locations, and you dole out some major kick-ass action along the way. Hardcore Henry is an experience, ladies and gentlemen. A cinematic experience. Now, not quite sure as far as story goes. We don't have a whole lot of depth here, but when you're having a story told you from first person, you don't normally get that, especially when it's an action film. But let me tell you, this is balls to the wall action from start to finish, and I was giggling like a school kid at least 3 different times during this film, especially during the major climax fight scene. Though this film is 96 minutes long, and I would say probably about 90 minutes of that is just pure adrenaline action. Now, it's not going to be for everyone. That first-person shot, especially some of the shaky cam in there, might be distracting for some, but this was shot nearly completely on GoPro Hero 3 Black Edition cameras. And let me tell you, the steady on there is pretty good. It gets shaky in some parts, but for the most part, you can tell what's going on. And what's going on is some violent rated R type action. Seen in a brothel in there, even, so they work in some nudity, and Charlton Copley plays Jimmy, the guy who helps Henry out along the way. Love the story with Jimmy. There's some amazing effects going on in this film. If anything, it should be nominated already for the Oscar for cinematography and innovation in film shooting. Again, this is not going to be for everyone. It's a shtick film. It's a, not a novelty film, but it's a concept film, and I loved almost every minute of it. Again, not watching it for story, but for the kick-ass action. Hell yeah, lots of blood and brutal kills. I mean, man, there's a few things that he does with a brick that just are insane. There's another shot in here, and I think it's in the trailer, where this guy gets kicked off of a stairway and gets shot in midair by this high-powered gun. And you can tell what's actually going on, which really surprised me just how much you could. And some of the footage they have in here is just mind-blowing. You feel like you are Henry doing some parkour stuff, climbing up a wall, which looked great as well. It's a blast. This is, it's like watching a first-person shooter video game, but you don't have a controller. You just sit back and let the ride go. It's like a roller coaster ride, folks, and a fun one for those who don't mind very little story, but a whole lot of action. But these characters also intrigued me in how these things played out. And it's not done like it's one full continuous shot, which I was kind of worried about. Though there are longer shots, a la, you know, like Birdman and that, but it's not one continuous shot like that film. But some of the action sequences are well choreographed and coordinated. The stunt work in here is amazing. Folks, it is a niche film. It is a film that's not going to be for everyone, but if you're an action fan, if you're a fan of action films that you always wanted to be in the role of, say, Bruce Willis or Arnold or whatnot, it puts you right in that action and does not let you go for the entire length of the film, and I think you'll enjoy it, especially the, man, that ending, I was chuckling from start to finish. Not that it was bad, just because I was enjoying it so much, I actually was giggling out loud. There was only 3 of us in the theater, so it didn't really bother anyone. So check it out, Hardcore Henry. 4, it's okay, can't quite give it a 5, only because I think it would have made just as cool of an action film from third person, but having it in the first person view is interesting, and this is going to kick ass on a VR theater screen. So when they do the VR and you're in that movie theater and you watch this film there, it's going to definitely be an experience, because I tell you, in the theater, it was an experience, at least worth the matinee price, especially for you action fans out there. That'll about do it for us here on The Final Cut. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, tell your friends, and have your friends tell their friends. Want to hit 1,000 subscribers by July. Can only do that with your help. Thank you so much. Until next time, keep that ticket stub. Whew.